Hey guys, good morning. How are you doing? Let me just take a look here and make sure that we are streaming. And it looks like we're coming through. Hey, it's working this morning. And I started the daily live stream last week, and it's taking me a little while to figure out. There's a lot of tech stuff going on, and part of it is, how you manage the resources on your computer and how you use the services that you're using and the software and all of that. So, but anyhow, the reason that I'm doing this, and I plan to do this most mornings, is a chance to talk a little bit pre-show. Mallory was able to join me. As a matter of fact, let me turn Skype on just in case she's available this morning. But because of the way spring break was scheduled with her kids, she had some availability last week to get on with me. But let me just make sure I'm signed in so that if she wants to call in, she can. There we go. All right, but I'm not going to. If she may be working right now, I don't want to interrupt her. But so the idea is to get on just to talk about what's going on in my business, maybe voiceover in general. If you have some questions, I might be able to field some of those as well. As a matter of fact, I'll just make sure that I'm watching the feed here in case you have something that you want to ask or to add to the conversation. Something came up last week, though, I wanted to share with you this morning and my thoughts on it, and that was how the Ukraine-Russian situation is, the conflict there is affecting markets in general and the way those in the U.S. are responding to the financial situation. And what I saw specifically was a headline, I think it came from CNBC, that said 42% of Americans were pausing their investments during the Russian-Ukraine conflict because of their lack of confidence in the market. So let's talk about a second. And this is not, this this channel, my purpose for being here is not to talk to you about how to invest in the stock market, although I am heavily invested in the stock market. But one of the things it's interesting is the psychology of the markets plays into any kind of business. And what I wanted to talk to you about is how should you, as a voiceover talent, respond during downturns in the economy? And the short answer is you should respond directly in the direct opposite way that your instincts tell you to. In other words, when it comes to money especially, we oftentimes have to fight the instinct. For instance, our instinct typically is when the economy gets bad is to shrink back and to go into defensive mode. And when things are going great and gangbusters and everybody we know is making money in the market, then we think, well, maybe I should throw my money in the stock market. And that's just the exact opposite way that you should be treating it. What is it that Warren Buffett, the great investor, says? Get greedy when the markets are down and get stingy and selfish when the markets are up. In other words, if you want to make money in a bad economy, you invest while things are bad because prices are down and people are not as aggressively marketing in their own businesses. And when things are going crazy, be very careful how you invest because prices are going up. Value's not there as it would be when things are going down. So how does that relate to voiceover? Well, in voiceover, and it's no secret, I've been sharing with you that COVID and now with the Ukraine-Russian conflict, it has certainly affected my business in a negative way. Now, I'm still in business and I'm doing fine. There's no crisis because I've worked hard to build my business to a place where I can weather the ups and downs of the, hey, Trey, Trey, good morning. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate it. So I can weather the ups and downs, but as a business person, and really, and make no mistake, if you're in voiceover, you're in a business. It is, whether you see yourself as a business person or not, you own a business, and best to treat it like a business and behave as a professional business person. So my advice is this: when things are down, when things are tough, is when you should double down on your efforts, on your marketing efforts, whatever your specific strategy. And there's 1,000 different strategies you can use, but whatever strategy or strategies you're utilizing, double down, go twice or three times as hard as you normally would. Whatever you're doing, multiply it by 2 or 3 times, because a lot of people are backing off right now. Even in voiceover, things get tough. People think, well, I'll just wait for things to get better again. Well, this is your chance to, number one, make sure that you keep the clients that you have. And number two, when things get better, you have been putting yourself and your demo in front of people who need to hear it so that when things get better and resources become more readily available to invest, you're the one they remember. So as a savvy business person, you just need to make sure that when things get tough that you don't shrink back. You put the accelerator down. You lean into it. While others are backing off, you lean into it. And that way, when things get better, you see exponentially more growth than those who haven't. And again, it's completely contrary to our human nature to do that. And okay, let me just say hi to Mallory. Say, hey, do you want to jump on the live stream and say hi? We'll see. She's not, I try to be very respectful of her time because she's juggling not only a very successful voiceover career, but a family and 3 kids in school and all that. I'll say no big deal if you're busy. Okay. She says it's okay if the kids are on because apparently the kids are with her right now too. Let me, there she is. Hey, good morning.
Morning. Hold on a second.
Oh, do I hear, hey guys, how you doing? Let me, good morning. Hey, love you guys. How are you?
Good. We're just waiting in line for me and Cash to get dropped off at school.
Are you? Okay. Is it a big line?
No, we would be at the second line in it.
Well, second drop off street. Yeah.
Okay.
We're far in the line.
Guess who I saw?
Line that we're high up in.
Guess who I saw last night?
Who?
Your dad.
Oh, Dad.
Yep, we saw him for a little bit last night. He's gone this morning, but yeah, it was good to see him. But we're sorry we can't see you. But maybe soon we'll get to see all you guys too.
Yeah.
How'd your game go last night, buddy? Your football game?
Good. I pulled 2 flags on people, and I caught the ball.
That's awesome. You are my football hero. That feels good, huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
But 51-20.
You won 51-20?
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you guys. That's neat. That's fun. That's fun, Reese. Hopefully, Mama and I can come up and watch you play a game here soon.
Yeah, this wave games are a bit earlier in the day, 3, so it might be easier.
Next game.
That's what your dad was telling. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's good. Is Cash in there too?
Yeah, he's in here.
Hey, Cash. Hey, buddy. Hi. Oh, it's Monday. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll let you guys go. Just wanted to say good morning. Good to see ya. We'll see you guys. Have a great day. Bye, buddy. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, and that makes my day. Okay, let's see here. Let me turn on there we go. So a question here. Hey, Vincent O'Keefe from Ireland. All right, Vincent, good to have you here this morning. When is Mallory having another seminar? I don't know the exact date, but I know she is on the calendar for later this year to do another webinar course to integrate whatever the latest, greatest information is that she has. And I know she keeps growing. She's doing so well on Fiverr. I mean, she has clients outside of Fiverr, but her Fiverr business alone makes her 6 figures in voiceover. So she certainly has cracked the code. Grim says, I needed to hear this today. I haven't been working long, and it's been going over like a dumpster fire. Yeah, and I'll be honest, and I understand it is hard. And that's why, frankly, most people, they become afraid and discouraged, and they just kind of back down and think, well, I'll just wait till things get better. And even though And I get it, because I feel the same way sometimes. But the reality is, now is when you dig in. Even, and as I mentioned, I'm pretty heavily invested in the stock market. It's, I take a lot of the money that I make in voiceover, I put into investments because I want to be as savvy as I can, with the resources that I have available. And before, even at the beginning of COVID, I mean, my portfolio was just exploding. It killed me in taxes, but I was making a lot of money. And then the bottom fell out and took a huge hit. And even though I knew in my head, I know the history of the stock market and I know how this works, and that unless you keep you can't try to time it out. Even the best of the best experts are terrible at trying to time out the market and figure out when the tops and the bottoms are. You just have to consistently you invest, and you know that if you do it every week, every month, that over the long haul you'll gain. At least that's the history of the stock market, and I'm going to bet on the numbers. But even though I know that, my head and my heart, my heart was telling me to run, and my head told me, no, you know better. You don't run. This is when, you put in everything you can now. When everything's valued low, when prices are low, when everything's on sale, that's when you buy. And so, but it's the same thing with your time, not just stocks or bonds or whatever investments. It's your investment of your resources, your time and your talent into your business. And now, again, is not the time to shrink back. It's the time to lean into it. It's time to double down. It's time to push forward so that when things do get good again, while other people are trying to catch up, you're already ahead of the curve because you've been out there and you've been doing the work. And when your clients that you already have begin to spend more money again, you'll be the first one they start to use. And then the new clients that you've gotten in front of, as their resources become more available to them, you'll be one of the first people they call. And so I know it's hard, and that's why, and I struggle with all this stuff too. I mean, I get it. I've done it long enough now, and I've developed the disciplines that I'm pretty good at doing the right thing, but it's not easy to do. So I'm not saying this as somebody who never struggles with it. I do, but I know better, and I've learned to do better, even though it's not easy. So I'm just trying to pull you along and say, trust me, this is just how these things work. It's how business works. So let's see if there's any other questions. Okay. Somebody's asking about what kind of ventilation system I use. I don't know if you can see this on camera or not. Here's my ventilation system. That was me opening up the door to my whisper room. And I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. That really is that's my ventilation system. A ventilation system came with my whisper room, but in all honesty, it makes too much noise. Any noise is too much noise. And so I have found within the whisper room, there's a couple of holes in the walls that are created for porting cables. And then there's a ventilation somewhere around here where the ventilation system was supposed to go. It's like a little hole in the wall. So with that there, and then if my door's cracked maybe a half an inch, that creates enough airflow that I don't have any issues. And that's all the ventilation that I personally need. So, it's all good there. Let me just take a look over on the Facebook side of things. Well, let me just say this. You guys on YouTube are much more engaged here than the Facebook group. They're all still asleep. See, you guys are on the ball. So you're going to the ones, early to rise or early to bed, early to rise. That's you guys, healthy, wealthy, and wise. So thanks again for being here this morning. I'm going to, hey, good morning, buddy, from Charlotte. Awesome. Yeah. Love the Carolinas. Lived in North Carolina for a summer. And we actually have a place down in Hilton Head. Speaking of investments, it's a summer, or not a summer, but a vacation rental. So that's a whole other conversation. But I love the Carolinas. I think it's beautiful down there, as long as I'm not close to alligators. And unfortunately, in Hilton Head, we are surrounded by alligators, so you have to kind of keep your eyes open all the time. But I love the weather down there. I love the people down there. And I love being on the beach. So, but again, that's a conversation for another time. Thanks so much for stopping by this morning. Time for me to get to work. Time for you to get to work. Have a good day. Make it happen out there. And just remember, even when things are, when you look at COVID and you look at world events and you look at the way the markets and the economy is going, and when it's starting to go backwards, that's when you lean into it and you keep pushing forward, because you can make your greatest strides during the most difficult times. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.